Hola mis amigos and possible amigas, my name is Taffrey16. Welcome back to another episode of Reading Your Comments. It is Thursday or maybe Wednesday if you're watching this on Patreon. Shout out to the Patreon crew watching this on Wednesday, but regardless of what day you're watching it on, it is time to read some comments. You forgot about Art Attack and your first reaction Chuckle Vision. Those did well. Okay, yeah, you're right. That's true. And so did Take Heart, for that matter. But my point still stands. And my point from the last video was, in general, especially nowadays, kid shows do not do well. Like, look at the recent one I did, Stop It and Tidy Up. That did 1,300, I think. Like, Bamzuki did better than that. But like, they don't draw. They simply don't draw. It's not something my audience is interested in. Looking at, and I'm not surprised looking at my analytics, the majority of my audience, according to my analytics, are between the ages of 25 and 34. So, yeah, I don't really have, I know it's rare on YouTube, but I don't actually really have much of a kid audience at all, which, considering how much I curse, is probably a good thing. But, yeah, I get what you mean, but in general, kid shows not something I'm going to do regularly, because it's not something my audience seems to have much interest in. I'm going to have a big Zoom party with Postmodern Family, Wandering Ravens, and India Reacts. So I've actually never heard of Wandering Ravens in India Reacts. As far as Postmodern Family goes, I've talked about this before, but I feel like they don't know who I am, I'm pretty sure, and that's probably a good thing, because if they knew who I was, they probably wouldn't like me, you know? Like, me and them are different. Again, us being different is a good thing. It's good to have variety, but we are different to the point where I doubt they would be fond of me. Bro, I like it when you react to Tracy Beaker. Well, good, because I got my first reaction to Dumping Ground coming out literally tomorrow. Would you consider doing another Inside Number 9? Yes. The first reaction to Inside Number 9 was so long ago, and man, and it didn't do that well, unfortunately, but man, that was an incredible show. I watched the 12 Days of Christine episode, and that whole shit blew my fucking mind. It was so incredibly well made. It's just an incredible show. And even though it didn't do well at the time, yes, I would absolutely like to do more. You planning any more game shows reactions? I think you said you have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and The Cube in your folder, but I don't know if you've watched them yet. I do and I have not. Also, I'd recommend watching Total Wipeout, which is the British remake of the American show Wipeout. Yeah, I used to watch Wipeout. They used to show it on True TV over here. Yeah, here's the thing about game shows. Game shows don't do that well either. They do better than kid shows. Kid shows typically pull like just under or just over 2,000 views. Game shows typically pull decent numbers, like not sequel drawing numbers, but like usually like 4,000 to 7,000 around there, around in that ballpark. But the thing about game shows, I love reacting game shows. Game shows are probably my favorite reactions, because they are, in my opinion, the easiest thing to react to, because they're the easiest thing to play off of, you know, because when it's a game or sporting event, something like that, playing off it is pretty much encouraged. So it's very easy to do reactions of game shows and to get into those. So even though they don't do as well as, you know, some big programs, I have a lot of fun making videos reacting to game shows. So yes, there will be more in the future. The woman playing Judy in the IT Crowd is best known for being in EastEnders. Also, I love Invasion of the Body Snatchers. If you decide to do a review of it, you should. It would be great. Yeah, I definitely think I'll do it for my second channel. The one with Donald Sutherland, say he says something. I think Donald Sutherland. It's in the 70s. The 70s one is the best one, in my opinion. It's just a tremendous film. I haven't seen it a little bit, but it's just great, and I'd love to watch it again and do a look back video of it for my review channel, and I probably will at some point. Just a heads up, Noah, Grant Lindham, the creator of Floppa Ted and IT Crowd and Black Books, has been kicked off of Twitter for alleged transphobic comments. Oh, it's not alleged. I'm not sure if that changes anything in regards to your reactions. Just heads up, I don't take any heat over this, my friend. I don't think I will. And here's the thing. I'm glad someone commented this, because I did want to address this. I have been aware of Graham for some time. More specifically, I've been aware of how much of a cunt Graham is for some time. In fact, if you go back and watch my first reaction to Floppa Ted, I mentioned that like near the beginning, that one of the writers is kind of a dick. I'm aware that he's transphobic dick. I've been aware of that for some time. However, this is more of a scenario where I'm going to try to separate the art from the artist. And I don't really think his views are reflected in any of the shows. Rob said there was maybe a questionable moment in the third series, the IT Crowd, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for the most part, I haven't really seen his incredibly douchebag views being reflected in the shows. So no, I'm not gonna stop reacting to Father Ted or IT Crowd over this. I've been aware of him for a while. He should have been kicked off Twitter a while ago. The reason it's happening now is because we're in a purge period. And when periods like this happen where there's a bunch of uproar at once, here's the thing about Twitter. Twitter's a company, they're a brand, they're a corporation. They don't really care. Twitter doesn't really care about racists. They don't really care about transphobes. They don't really care about homophobes. They're a corporation. They don't actually care. But when something like this comes up and there's a lot of people, you know, getting shit on at once, companies like Twitter see this and they're like, oh man, well shit, we better tighten up, you know, because if we tighten up, people will think, you know, like, oh, we're one of the good guys and we're one of the companies that really gives a shit, and you know, and all that, and that's why people like him and Katie Hopkins are getting banned just now. They should have been banned a long time ago, but it's happening now because of all the uproar going on. But I guess so. Twitter doesn't really care, but I guess whatever it takes to get them to actually do something. So fair enough, I guess. Have you ever considered doing a comparison of the American version of the IT Crowd versus the British version? Maybe, but that just, it's kind of like American and British in-betweeners. It sounds painful. The guy who plays Jen Boyfriend in IT Crowd also played Tim Messenger in Hot Fuzz. You see, thank you for telling me that, because I recognized his face, but in Hot Fuzz he had glasses and I don't think he had a beard. So like, as soon as they said that, I immediately placed it. I'm like, oh shit, that's it. But at the time, it was one of those things where it's like, I know his face, but like, fuck, I don't know where it's from. You'd be best watching Life on Mars before Ashes to Ashes. Ashes to Ashes was a follow on from Life on Mars, so you'd understand the backstories of the characters. Story behind them was the police officers in it back in time. Life on Mars was the 70s and Ashes to Ashes was the 80s, but the same characters. Gene Hunt appears in both, and his character is a major part of the show. Got you. So here's the thing. Ashes to Ashes, I definitely have to do because it's a channel points request from Twitch. But I can definitely do Life on Mars by my own volition, just as prep for that. So yeah, we'll end up seeing both. Bob Mortimer episodes at a peak of Would I Lie to You if there is such a thing. I agree with you, but, and this is the one drawback doing Would I Lie to You. I love doing the show. The only drawback is, and this is why I felt pressured to do, well, not really pressured, just like, well, kinda. This is why I felt the need to do the Kevin Bridges episode, because I was like, okay, this is probably the only non-Bob Mortimer episode I can do without people complaining. You know what I mean? Like, if I do the show and Bob's not in it, people are going to complain. That's the one drawback. But it's also not a drawback because his stories are tremendous. But it is a drawback if I ever want to explore other episodes of the show, because then people are just going to complain. But it is what it is. Oh my god, that horse story. Thanks for the reaction. No, I'm suffering bad from gallstones. It's been miserable right now. You've given me a right laugh in this video. Can I please ask, when you react next Touch of Cloth? Well, first off, I hope you feel better. Second off, Touch of Cloth is still happening. It was just put on the back burner. For those of you who don't know, in May, I did a reaction Touch of Cloth. I really enjoyed it. And it's like a two-parter. Like, there were 6 episodes, but like they're lumped together by 2s. So like the second episode is an immediate continuation of that story, and then 3 and 4 are one story, and 5 and 6. But I was saying in the episode that I was going to very quickly do episode 2, and I was planning on doing that near the like last week of June. But that's when my internet went out, and then I recorded some things while my internet was out, and I was actually on my birthday going to react Touch Cloth. I kid you not, on my birthday I was going to record that reaction, and then I went upstairs and I found out my internet was fixed, so I streamed instead. And then I had to upload stuff I had pre-recorded, and I had other stuff to do. It just got put on the back burner and didn't work out for June. But I can guarantee you that video will happen in July. React to Benidorms. Here's the thing. I'm giving away spoilers for the July plans video, which you're gonna see literally later today. So I apologize. You'll hear about this again in the July plans video. But I don't think there's been one reaction that I haven't done a sequel to yet that I've more consistently and more persistently gotten requests for than Benidorm. I get a whole bunch of requests from a whole bunch of different people to do a sequel to Benidorm, or do a reaction to Benidorm. They didn't know I already reacted to it. It's hard to believe my first reaction to it was like a year ago. So I'm probably gonna have to go back and watch the first episode again just to give my mind a refresher, because I'm probably gonna pick up right after that. But the episode definitely has the views to warrant a sequel. It has 20,000, I think. So that's another thing I can guarantee for July. I will be doing Benidorm 2. Jolly Boy's outing is pretty much a continuation of the story. Okay, I figured. So that makes sense why people wanted me to see dates first. So yeah, we gotta get to Jolly Boy's outing then. The great thing about Only Fools and Horses is it's a blend between comedy and great storytelling is completely unique in that regard. Yeah, I gotta say, as far as personal favorite show I've reacted to, Father Ted is probably my personal favorite. But in terms of a show with like a combination of storytelling and writing and comedy and characters and just a total package, just in terms of a total package show, Only Fools and Horses is probably the best show I've ever reacted to, and probably one of the best shows I've ever seen, period. Please upload Only Fools More. It's a classic and has good storylines. Well, like I said at the end of that episode, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to go 8 months in between episodes of Only Fools. I cannot guarantee it for this month, so that's why I'm not going to mention it in the July plans video, because I don't want to get people's hopes up. I cannot guarantee it for this month. What I can guarantee is it will happen before August ends. So if it does not happen this month, it will happen in August. I will do Jolly Boys out at the latest, some point in August. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another episode of Reading Your Comments. The comments in this video were pulled from last week's Reading Your Comments. American reacts to the IT Crowd 5, American reacts to Only Fools and Horses 5, and American reacts to Would I Lie to You 5. Huh. 5. Huh. How about that? Now, anyway, yeah, I just realized that. I did 3 5s in a row, didn't I? I totally did. I did 3 5s in a row. Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, so if you want a chance to get your comment read next week, comment down below in the comment section of this video, or for reaction videos in between this video and the next Reading Your Comments. So, dumping ground video tomorrow, and then whatever's after that, and this video, or the places to comment, to get a chance to get your comment read next week. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, my Twitch, where I stream every single day, my second channel, Free Views, my Twitter. If you want to follow me on my Patreon, if you want to support me, or my daily emotion and my VO, all those things are down in the description down below. Thank you to all 42. That might change later today, actually. I'm recording this at about 2 a.m. on July 1st, but today's the day my Patrons get charged, so I might lose a couple. Sometimes I do. Usually I lose like maybe 1 or 2, but sometimes I don't lose any. We'll see. But as I'm currently recording 42 of my Patrons, for your constant support of me and my channel, I appreciate you guys. You're all named in the description. Also in the description is like the community Reddit, as well as the daily schedule. For all that being said, my name is Stafford Steen. It's been another episode of Reading Your Comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.